So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go real quick and introduce you guys to some things that are out there to help you when you're going through product development and product planning. Throw this a little bit out at you. We recently did a quick survey in our industry. 98% of them said they make new products. Okay, so people are doing this, just like all of you guys are interested in, all of your competitors, and all of the complementary companies out there are looking at making new things. We found that about 2 to 10 products a year was the sweet spot. 85% of that process, that new product development process, was done in-house within their company. That's the way people are thinking about the new product development process. So where do you get ideas? You can get it in a dream. Okay, I put it in there, up there somewhat facetiously, but we know that that's going to key a lot of innovation. And I wish I could give that to you guys. Unfortunately, I can't. But I will try to give you some tools that will help you to better get some inspiration through consumer input, understanding how to do things like line extensions based on what you have and finding out information that will help you move in other directions. Where can you get research information? Obviously, trade associations. That's us. We can help you out. Government information. You want to know about the economy. They have industry information. There's syndicated industry information that you can buy. And then you could go to a research company and you could have them do something custom for you. That's me, that's us. We provide this stuff for you guys. If you go to our website, there is a research link right there. It takes you to all of the work that I do. All of the reports I put out are right there available to you. 99% of them are free for SEMA members. So if you have a membership, you can go right on there, you can click on it, go through the shopping cart process, download it immediately. Couple of the main things we do, the annual market report. So every year we put out an estimate of this is what's going on in the industry, in the specialty equipment market. So this is how big it is. Here's the types of products that are selling in large buckets. Here's the niches within the industry, how much is selling. I just did a big consumer segmentation project and asking them how they interact with their car. Why do they do it? I'll give you a little snapshot of that here in a minute. We also do some niche or category things. So last year we put out a report on pickup truck buyers. This year, in about a month, we'll put one out on modern muscle car. So these are the kinds of things that we put out on a regular basis. Again, free to members. All you have to do is go download them. You guys will all have my contact information. You can hit me up if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to help. So, $30 billion industry. This is from our 2012 report, so this is 2011 numbers, okay? $30 billion industry in total. That's at retail. And you can see we break the industry into different things, different product segments, different market niches. And all that is available in much more detail in our annual market report. This year's report will come out about the beginning of April. Okay? This comes from our consumer study that we just did. And what we found out, going to a very broad U.S. Representative sample, is that about 20% of drivers purchase something within our industry. Okay? At least spend $100 a year in our industry. Okay? And what that translates to is 24 million households in the U.S. So while we are still a niche industry, it's not a tiny one. And then quickly, some of our segment profiles. So we found 6 consumer segments. The 3 on the left are what we call enthusiasts. So those are our hardcore guys, the people we probably know more about. And the people on the right are more general market drivers, but still willing to buy some things within our industry. So real quickly at the top, we have the builders. Those are our hobbyists. These guys, their motivation is they like to work on their car. They like to get in there and do things with it and make it neat. We have our drivers, which are similar to our builders, except that their motivation is I want to work on my car so I can get it on the road and tool down the road. So it's a little bit different motivation. We've got what we call the in crowd. They like to be in their car clubs, to go to cruises. Those people may be less likely to do it themselves, may be more likely to go to a tuner shop or somewhere else. So again, a little different motivation of why they work on their vehicles. And then for the more general market, we have our handyman. And that's somebody who's a do-it-yourselfer, but his main focus is going to be keeping my car on the road. But he will upgrade or accessorize while he's doing that and while he's working on it. You have the commuters. Those are sort of your everyday. Their real motivation is the car gets me from A to B. But there are certain things that they will upgrade or accessorize, maybe about, really, it's about making it more accessible for them while they're on the road. And then the do-it-for-me crowd, they're the least enthusiastic. If their mechanic tells them this is better, they will do it. And that's really their motivation as they go into things. So this is just a quick profile, but you can get the full report of this off our website, and it goes into a lot more depth and profiling of each of these. And what we hope you can do with this is look through it and say, yeah, I think that's my type of customer. What's their motivations? Where do they shop? Where do they look for information? So I can understand how to market to them, how to connect to them. They're buying my product type, but they're also buying these product types. So maybe if you want to do something new with your company, you can find things where you're going after the same customer, different product type. Or you can say, oh yeah, I make these for a Mustang. There's a lot of Mustangs in this group, but you know what? There's a lot of Civics in this group too. So maybe I need to think about this same type of product, even though it's a different application. So market data. If you guys cross over into the larger aftermarket, there's a couple organizations, AAIA, AASA, who put out similar type of information that I showed you from our market report, but for the larger aftermarket. Ward's Automotive, Automotive News, Polk, Experian, those are just a couple of places that put out market data. So if you want to know new vehicle sales, if you want to know the number of vehicles on the road, these are some of the resources that will help you get that. If you look at our annual market report, we actually put new vehicle sales in there for the previous year and as a 5-year trend. So that's one way we've found some data to help you guys. As far as vehicles on the road, we have some access to it. I can't give away the whole thing. I can't publish it. But if you call me up and say how many 79 Mustangs are still on the road, I can help you out with that. Okay. Once again, that helps you with product planning because it's nice to know that you've got this cool thing, but is there an application for it? Is there enough vehicles out there that it's probably worthwhile to manufacture? So once again, here's what we put out. So in our annual market report, we'll tell you what were the top new vehicle sales. We also break it out by vehicle type. So we tell you here's all the SUVs, here's all the pickups. Syndicated reports. You can go to a site like marketresearch.com, stick in exhaust sales, and reports will pop up. It may cost you $300, it may cost you $3,000 for the report, but there's stuff out there. Here's just a few that I know that are putting stuff out on a regular basis like this. You guys can always contact me and ask me if I know anything specific. We have such a diverse industry. It's really hard to find really specific information for all these small niches within it. But I definitely point you to any resources that I can. Finally, let's talk about your resource, because as I said, it's really hard to get to your exact business, your exact needs. So you can do some things, traditional things like surveys and focus groups. There's a lot of other things you can do. You can do shop along, ride along. Go get in a car with your customer. Go shopping with him. Listen to him, have him tell you, when I'm looking at a rack, here's what I think about. Here's how I evaluate the products that I'm looking at. Comment cards, you can have them available when people visit you. Getting that feedback from those customers, however you can. Obviously, website feedback forms, events, online forums. This is becoming a huge big thing, and I hope you guys are all trolling them. Find the forums that are either about your product type or about the vehicle types which you service, because there's people all the time on there talking either about your product, your competitor's product, what they need, what they want, the workarounds they're going through to make products work. That's really valuable information. If you think about it and systematize it within your business, we need to get this, bring it into our business, and then think about how you implement it. Customer service calls is another one. You should be getting that feedback every time one of those calls comes in, because that can help you improve. If there's one thing you wanted to know about your customers, have your customer service rep ask them. It's a way to get that feedback from your customer, and a way to take it in a positive vein, even though we tend to think of customer service as really negative. Sales calls, etc. Just the key with this is, remember, you guys have multiple touch points with your company that you can gain information. And so think about it in those terms. Think about it when you're out there, anytime you're touching a customer, a true consumer, but you've also got your customers are distributors, retailers, etc. So think about gaining knowledge.